It is 105.9 The Mount, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And right here at 6:05, I find myself already disappointed to do the show today.
Yeah? Why? Yeah. We got to turn that phone upside down.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
Marie, who called at 5:21, something like that.
She did, yeah.
To talk about Arsenio Hall, reminded me that because she called and then we went into the song Cold as Ice by Foreigner, Lou Gramm has a song.
Now, listen, Lou Gramm, it was released last night with Foreigner. It's a new song. And you're not the biggest Lou Gramm fan, Rizzo. We spent time.
Okay,
we spent time in his hometown of Rochester, New York.
We had a radio show there. Yeah. He sits in a place called Webster and eats applesauce.
Well, he's doing all right.
Okay,
I don't think he's that far off yet.
Yeah, he's applesaucing.
He is ornery though.
Let me tell you something. He's like shows up at like cafes with like a beret.
What? You were wearing for a while.
It's because of the rock. I told you this would happen if he goes in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You did fedoras for a bit.
I did, but I was going bald.
Okay.
All right, and I was a kid.
Okay.
All right, I'm not 80.
Kids go fedora?
Kids go fedora. Okay. I went to the hat store. So anyway, opening audio today is going to be a little musical. All right, we're going to get you in the musical mood. We're going to talk about how Lil Jon was casting votes for the state of Georgia.
What a bonanza last night!
Yeah, it was. It was a bonanza
at the DNC with Lil Jon.
Well, I mean, it actually makes sense, because for those of you who do not know, Lil Jon, one of his songs is, and you've heard it, to the window, to the wall. So I guess that her running mate Walz, so like to the governor, to the walls, to the walls.
Did they even use that one? I don't even know if that's the one they used.
Well, they did a mashup.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to hear that, and we're also going to hear the Kids Bus song, because I want to get you real jazzed.
All right.
For this Lou Gramm thing coming up later in the 6 o'clock hour, because I want you to rock out.
All right, okay.
All right, so opening audio is next. We got a little Steve Miller Band, give you a little good music before we Lou Gramm you.
Hey, I like the Lou. I was feeling
You like this one. I
didn't even think it was him at first.
You didn't?
No.
It's 105.9 The Mount, Nashville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. It's time for opening audio, and I thought that we'd do a musical version to get you pumped.
I like where your mind's going here.
You pumped for Lou Gramm.
All right, pump me.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, so the DNC... the Democratic National Convention, yesterday, I'll give the Democrats this. They put on a funner-looking convention. If I'm looking at the RNC, it's a little more buttoned down. If I look at the DNC, I go, you know what? I'll have a beer with these folks.
Okay, so you want
a beer and a noob.
You want the party that parties.
I want the party that parties, right? Well, listen, I don't really care either way, but if I have to attend one of them, I'm going to go to the one where Lil Jon, all right, is announcing the Georgia delegates. Don't know how he came up with this. And by the way, this had to have been broadcast through the speaker systems and had to be coordinated with the entire Democratic National Convention Committee.
Georgia, how do you cast your votes?
Oh. Yeah! Oh, everyone's going wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president. Fire, get loud, another round of shots. DNC, turn out for what?
And then you think it's over.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody get your hands up.
Here we go.
Everybody get your hands up. Now, say, we're not going back. We're not going back.
Now you think, ready?
We're not going back. We're not going back. VP Harris. On the wall.
In the walls.
VP Harris.
In the walls. So if you think about it, I got to be honest. It sucked.
Oh, boy.
But it was a party.
I got to tell you.
I say what you will.
Oh, we're in for a heck of a 4 years, America.
This is wherever we go, we're in for it.
Oh, boy.
It's time for opening audio here on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. A fun, funny way to start your day on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will hear about this. You will see this on your social media. There's kids that are going viral. They have what's called the bus song. What's the bus song? Well, there's a group of middle schoolers from Louisville who decided to write a Where My Bus At rap because kids, because their bus route changed, do not have transportation. So they all banded together and they all said, let me tell you something, Mr. Busman. All right. And by the way, shout out to Jeremy, and all the hardworking people at Buncombe County Transportation getting ready for the school year. OK, Jeremy Stowe. All right. He would never let this happen. But the kids were like, I need to know where my bus is. So we are going to bus rap it until it becomes viral. And guess what?
It worked.
It worked.
Wow.
So now let me show you what worked. It wasn't as bad as Lil Jon's combo thing, but it's still,
Where my bus at? Where my bus at? I just need a way to school, so where my bus at? Where my bus at? So where my bus at? I need transportation too, so where my bus at? And I wish that it was back like it was.
Before we go any further, what's his name? Rick Ross gave them this beat. Usually he charges $1 million a beat. Gave them this beat to sample.
Do you know where he lives, by the way? In Evander Holyfield's old house.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Earbite?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mentioned when the bus came straight to my door. I wish that it was back like it was before. They told me that the bus can't pick up no more. Oh man, no.
So as you can tell, the kids are very upset about their bus.
Yeah, the bus
They don't
can't
know.
make-
They don't know where the bus is.
So
at.
what happened? So what, did it change the route and that was it?
So what
or-
happened was they had, let's say you used to ride bus route 315. That was your bus. Well,
Okay.
they changed the route, and what they did was they said, we are not going to the more rural areas. So they would say something like, you know what, we're not going out to Marshall anymore. All right, we're not. You have to fend for yourself.
What a horrible thing that is.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Yeah, I was watching a murder mystery the other day where kids had to go 48 miles each direction to go to school. So, moral of the story is when you want something done, you wrap it. Whether you want to nominate a presidential candidate, right?
Yeah.
All right. And Tim Walz.
Right. That guy.
That guy.
Piece of work.
Right.
I'll tell you.
Or you want to, figure out where your bus at.
That opening audio was turnt.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we hope that you're laughing and trying to figure out how these guys come up with this stuff. Truthfully, we don't have a clue, and we don't really want to. The Rizzo and Jeff Show tries hard. Doesn't that count? We'll be right back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, I have not met too many people who I would call a fast food swami.
Look, I had a friend that we nicknamed the fast food bandit. Literally,
Would you consider them a swami, though? Loved the fast food.
we rolled up to Arby's. They knew his name. Okay,
Arby's?
They heard his voice and they said, "We got your order ready, Joe. Come around."
Like when we go to Dunkin', but for
fast
meats.
food. Yeah, for beef and cheddar. His name was Joe Black.
And he ate beef and cheddar?
Oh, he ate whatever. They knew him in this town at every fast food.
Was he large?
Yeah, he wasn't a two-tonner, but but he could eat.
He could eat?
Yeah.
Well, we have two fast food bandits here, two different kinds. One, a woman finally retires from her career. Now, this woman loved fast food so much, and she went to Whataburger one day, and she said, "Wow, Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
I could work here."
Nice. Is that what her exact words were?
I believe so.
Whataburger at
Wow,
Whataburger. Okay.
Whataburger.
Okay.
So then she said, I'm going to dedicate the next 54 years of my existence to Whataburger. Her starting salary, 19 cents an hour. Luckily, she ended up as the assistant manager and was making a whopping $19.08 per hour. So
wow.
quite the ride.
What a come up.
What a come up indeed. Here she is.
I thought it was the best burger I had ever ate. And I thought, well, I could do that. Still eat a junior burger every morning. Married one of my customers. I would take his order. He had a special needs boy. He was so kind to them, and I thought, man, what would it be like to marry to him? So I got up this morning and I thought, you know what? Thank you, Jesus, for letting me do it one more day. I just feel like in my heart that it's time to give it up.
So thank you, Jesus, for letting me do it one more day. I just,
Good for her.
I'm a fast food schwami.
I got to tell you, good for her to dedicate yourself to that for all those years. We don't see a lot of that anymore.
There's not a lot of dedication.
Well,
Jeff.
and a lot of businesses don't give you the chance to do that. To be around all that time. So, congrats to her. No more. More smelling like grease. You're good.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, think about that time. 54 years. That's the entire time Aerosmith toured.
Right.
Okay. Do you feel like there's a time in which you pass at the point where no matter what you do, you and all of your orifices smell of burgers and fries?
Well, look, if you still feel like you could do it, probably, better than us. How long are we going? 54
She's better
years
than us.
Are we going?
We're doing a radio show.
Are we going 54 years? Okay.
No, we'll be dead.
With dedication like that and everything else, no way we go 54 years.
No, you're right. Well,
right.
Then that takes us to the other end of the fast food schwammies. A man who just loved dough. But what he was doing was he opened a pizza store and he made pizzas. But what he neglected to do was cook them. So he just gave you dough in a box.
Why? Why was he doughing you in a box?
He just dough daddy in a box.
Why? For what?
He was dough daddy. I don't know. Here's what happened.
Bad, uncooked. Sometimes they said in the box is a piece of raw dough. And they just give it to them, and they just, by the time they realize it, they're gone already. When the manager went to confront him in the parking lot, he tried to get away. He almost hit him.
So after the guy realized that he had purchased a box of dough with a hole in it that he then poured. So imagine a bread bowl that you would get from Panera. All right, so make that dough, put it inside of a box, just throw sauce in the middle of it with a bunch of cheese. And he said, you could stretch out your own. What a deal. Now, there is a place called Papa Murphy's, which I found out from our very large friend Jimmy, where you take a pizza and you take it home and cook it. That's an Indiana thing.
Listen, Kramer came up with this idea on Seinfeld forever ago, to make your own pie, okay? Where you do
but why would you make? Why do you want to make your own pie? Nobody wants to make their own pie.
He wanted to do that, and that was a great business idea. And then Poppy wouldn't let him put the cucumbers on the pizza. And then it all came apart. His idea. I loved his idea.
You love make your own pie.
You go to a restaurant. You need the dough. You put the sauce on it. You do the toppings. It comes out. Whatever you would like the pizza to be, to make your own pie. Yep.
Then you be honest and say it's make your own pie. Don't say it's Johnny's Pizza and then give people balls of dough in a box.
Come on, Johnny. You slipped up a little bit, all right?
All right, man. Come on, Johnny.
All right, Johnny boy.
Look, if you can hear this, we're trying our best to help them, and hey, it's gotten better, right? A little? Well, there's some music coming too. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain. Asheville's classic rock, The Rizzo and Jeff Show, and I have distressing news. Lou Gramm's got a new song.
I kind of like it. I kind of like. I got to tell you, you're poo pooing the Lou.
I'm pooing Lou. Here's why I'm pooing Lou. I just don't like Lou as a person. Foreigner's great. I love their music, but Lou is just an applesauce kind of guy.
We interviewed Kelly Hansen one time.
Yeah,
right?
we did. And Lou just would avoid the Rizzo and Jeff show. He didn't like us.
Well, yeah.
Didn't like our show. He thought we sucked.
Well, I think it's because we had Kelly on.
That's what it was.
And he
Kelly
didn't like
Hansen.
that.
He didn't like that.
Yeah.
So because they are getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was a pity vote. They decided to release some unreleased foreigner tracks, and we have a Lou-tacular. And I have a nugget from the Reagan administration. Never before heard unreleased track.
No way that's this old.
This was recorded in the Clinton administration. This was Monica Lewinsky, 1996. I'm sorry. I thought it was 86.
Oh, so it was Monica time.
Sorry, it was Monica.
All right. A lot of things were free and running around.
Well, you know what?
I did not have.
You know who did have? Lou Gramm. He had his voice. He was singing with Foreigner, him and Mick Jones. They had a track. It's called Turning Back the Time, but they got into a little bit of a tiff right around this time. So here is the unreleased Lou Gramm. Want to know your thoughts about it?
I saw the Beatles on my black and white TV. It changed everything deep down inside of me. And when I think about the way I felt that day, I'm turning back the time, flying through the years. There's something missing in my life, so I'm turning back the time.
All right, it's called Turning Back the Time. Your thoughts, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't mind that for Lou. That's all right. Turning back the time. That's all right.
All right, so it's interesting that you say that because this is what I hear, and this happened to also happen yesterday. The World Championship of hand music making. That's about what I hear.
That's terrible to do that to that legend.
That's it. Listen,
you're awful.
I'm awful.
How could you?
I'm awful.
How
listen,
could you?
Okay. Listen, he's talking. Okay.
I saw the Beatles on my black and white TV. It changed everything deep down inside of me. And when I think about the way I felt that day, I'm turning back the time.
Now, again, I hear it. There's a little bit of jamming, but how is that any different than? By the way, this was the winning entry for the World Hand Farting Championships yesterday.
So you're telling me that Lou Gramm is no better than a hand fart? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying Lou Gramm is no better than a hand fart.
Okay, wow. Sum that up, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does your brain hurt? Do you feel confused? Well, we decided we're willing to buy you off. Text LUNCH to 828-240-1059 and you'll be entered to win lunch for you and 10 of your coworkers. Did that buy anyone off? We also have more music and more Rizzo and Jeff show soon on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You are listening to the Rizzo and Jeff show, and it is time for the JNN at 7:01 on the button. Brought to you by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. They are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you because we run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. That's traininfo.com because it's hard to stop a train.
It's time for the... Wait, no, it's not really. I mean, who would...
Can you put the news back on?
The JNN.
This is the news.
The Jeff News Network. A wealth of useful and mostly useless information.
State police had to arrest a South Carolina man for attempting to fly out of an airport with 9 pounds of marijuana.
That's a lot of weed.
9 pounds of weed. Like nobody
That's
was
a lot
gonna,
of weed.
Like nobody was going to sniff that out. 25-year-old James Perry was detained at the airport when that marijuana was found. Bound for he was going to fly Breeze Airlines.
The Breeze.
So he's going to hit on the Breeze there a little bit. Of course, they charged him with intent to deliver and possession of a Schedule 4 controlled substance. But at what point did he believe, unless he was involved in some kind of situation where they said, James, you owe us. So you better get through the airport with 9 pounds. 9 pounds.
That's a whole duffel bag. First off, I mean, did he get through TSA or is that where they called him?
I'm assuming that's probably where they nailed him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, just because it's Breeze Airways, you got to get to Breeze Airways, and the TSA is going to get you every time.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
all right.
Listen, here's the thing. They expect people that fly Breeze to come through with 9 pounds of marijuana. So when you
if you're flying Breeze, there's a reason.
Yeah, when you check your ticket as you're going through Breeze, right on the bottom there's a green leaf because they just assume you're flying Breeze. You're bringing the weed. All right.
What? Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around the 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, a lot happened in Hendersonville. They got themselves a new Sheets. So Sheets out there in Hendersonville.
Yes, exciting.
All right, bunch of deep fried food for lunch going on at Sheets there. And also there was a post on the City of Hendersonville Facebook page that went yesterday, and it said, and they used, Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and it said, "Honey, it's time to cut the grass."
Wow.
And a lot of people were writing and felt that was kind of a threat because, they said our code enforcement office is working to bring properties into compliance, and over the next week, they're sweeping through the city to ensure that the grass is cut to a certain length. The city of Asheville does this as well. So if you are in Hendersonville and if your grass is greater than 24 inches, or there's any accumulation of animal or vegetable matter or any other material, you are going to be fined. So all the fine folks in Hendersonville, get ready to make sure you're cutting your lawn, okay?
You better get out there. Get out there and cut your lawn, like I said, because, they got the code enforcement. They come out, they find it. They measure.
Listen.
Code enforcement measures. They love to code enforce, Jeff.
Code enforcement.
They enforce.
They have nothing to do.
They don't. They really don't.
They drive around and they enforce codes.
They enforce codes.
And if there's no code to be enforced, they find a code to be enforced.
That's right.
All right.
Watch out for codes.
We've asked them to stop, but they just keep making it worse. So we pick and choose our battles. The Jeff News Network, or as you might know it, the JNN, is on your radio, limping like it's anchored to the finish line. We promise it'll all be over soon, and then back to some music on 105.9 The Mountain.
Yeah, that is code enforcement, though. By the way, like you.
Oh my God, they're the worst.
Yeah, like you paint something on your driveway, and then you get the fine, but the guy across the street, his garage is falling down, and 7 people are living in it. That's code enforcement. He gets away with it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know this until today, but the U.S. fertility rate has dropped to historic lows, says the CDC.
Make love.
Women are having babies less often. It reached a historic low in 2023. And it's just falling, and nobody is either getting it on, or they can't afford, probably more than anything else.
It's the money. It's the money.
Yeah. So they have dropped, and birth rates were the highest among women ages 30 and up, actually. So the younger generation are the ones that are not getting it on or doing what I mean.
Oh, they're getting it on. They're just being more careful. I think long gone are the days of the Paris Prince and blankets. Long gone are those.
Long gone are the days of the scare. Every guy's had the scare.
Do you know this is a true story? When I was in high school, at the time, my girlfriend called me and she was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know."
Late.
Yeah, and then she said, "Oh, no, I just wanted to see how you'd react in that situation." Right. Isn't that the worst? She's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm late." I was like, "Oh, my God. Well, whatever you want to do, I'm supporting you." And she goes, "I'm just kidding."
See, I would have got out right there, but you knew. You were young. You were horned up.
Yeah.
You were getting it on the regular, so you were staying.
Listen, it was a highway to hell with that girl.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, it really was.
You kept driving it, so...
Leave Oscar de la Hoya alone on 105.9 The Mountain. It's Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. If he wants to do a dance, let him do a dance, Jeff.
Yeah. Oscar De La Hoya has a video that came out that has a lot of people going crazy. They don't understand it. Maybe too many hits to the head, or this is just what he likes. But the video is of him.
Here, let me explain it. Here, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, hold on. He's all right. Now he's in a banana hammock.
Oh no, it's not even that. Just be honest, Jesus. It's not even a banana hammock.
I don't even know what it is.
That's as skimpy as it gets.
That's a Borat outfit right there.
It might be even skimpier than a Borat.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think he's wearing a skimpier outfit than the lady.
Right, and then
it's such sexy music.
Just picture Oscar De La Hoya in the skimpiest thong you could wear, and then dancing to this on camera.
I don't know, Johnny. How are you, man?
Yeah, what's going on, boys? Just riding down the road trying to loosen my load.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're talking Oscar De La Hoya in a thong. What's up?
Heck yeah, well, Oscar, son, he's a beast, baby. Sugar Ray and all them back in the day. He's bad. They bad mamma jammas.
Shouldn't they leave him alone? Shouldn't he be allowed to dance around in a thong?
Oh, heck yeah, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Man. Come on, bud. When I go on one of them big boats over there, we put on an electric slide up there on the deck, man, and you got your banana hammock going on. I mean, what's wrong with that, bud?
Yeah, this is really skimpy though.
I'll be honest with you, it's not a banana, Johnny.
Yeah.
It is. It's a string, and you see everything.
Yeah, it's like he picked this up at the Vicky Secret semi-annual. Like that's where he got this puppy.
Hey, look. It's like y'all were talking about on the news there about them. Maybe it's time for him, to take care of business, have a few more youngins. I don't know, man.
He looks like he's trying to have some.
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
On your JNN News, man, like the first feller with the marijuana, I guess he's trying to get on one of them airlines that charge extra freight, extra baggage. Probably got busted for that.
Yeah.
Probably went over the poundage weight.
Yeah.
He
went to breeze.
You just got to call him stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, you know what? So you're saying and what you glossed over, just to clarify, is that there are times that you've been at a banana hammock party? Is that what you said?
Well, let's just put it like this, man. When you're doing naked twister, you got to have something. Okay, man?
You got to start somewhere, right? Maybe that's what he was doing. He was getting started to do naked twister. That's it. That's what Oscar De La Hoya was doing.
That's it. You know what? Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. We appreciate you, man. We love you, man. We appreciate. That's what it was. So that's all it is. So really,
take us out with a little Oscar and a thong stuff. There we go.
You like that little Oscar?
There it is.
Oh my God. You can see it.
Oh.
Have you seen this video?
Yes, I've seen it.
Look at that. I mean,
you bad boy.
Isn't he naughty?
You bad boy, Oscar.
Does your brain hurt? Do you feel confused? Well, we decided we're willing to buy you off. Text LUNCH to 828-240-1059 and you'll be entered to win lunch for you and 10 of your coworkers. Did that buy anyone off? We also have more music and more Rizzo and Jeff show soon on 1059 The Mountain.
It is 1059 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show, 729, and the quietness of the phones prove our point.
Yeah, look.
We had people calling for 2 hours about feet
yesterday. Yeah, and that's why before we got into this, I wanted to ask that question and have you do it to prove a point. And the question that was asked, for just tuning in, is there any real, true, diehard Al Roker fans out there? Okay. Because
look, we got tickets to the State Fair. A 4-pack of tickets.
Is it somebody calling?
There's nobody that's. They're not really in it. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. 1059 The Mountain. Hello.
Hey man, what's going on?
What's going on, buddy?
Al Roker still alive?
Al Roker is still alive.
Barely.
No, he just turned 70. Al Roker. So
and they celebrated him for an hour and a half on national television. Do you care?
No, not really. I'd like to see him and De La Hoya
spot in a thong. That's probably better.
That makes two of us.
You know what?
Dave,
And by the way, fat Roker and La Hoya in a thong, right?
Right, because I'm not going to down De La Hoya because I don't want to get beat up by a guy in a thong.
I'm with you, man. And let me tell you something, and I appreciate you chiming in here. If that fat Roker hasn't been fat Roker since '99, we lost him.
Yes,
a quarter century ago.
And I'll tell you more about Roker in a second, but so yesterday, like you said, a huge celebration for the birthday of Al Roker. It went on and on and on.
And on and on. It started off with a message from the Opster.
I was excited to make the number. I'm excited to make every number. I remember many, many years ago as a young girl, I had always thought that I would never make it to the 60s or 70s.
Really?
I had this number in my head that I thought, okay, I'm going to be out by then.
Why?
And then when I passed the number, I don't know why. I think I had a vision of it when I was a kid, and I think it is because under the circumstances that I was living when I was a little girl in Milwaukee on welfare with my mother, and what I now know that if I had stayed in those circumstances, I probably wouldn't be here.
Okay.
Now that would have been enough.
Right. Okay.
That wasn't even the tip of the iceberg.
You get Oprah to give you something sweet, and then it's done. I think we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
But no, then we invite the mayor.
Let's get it started here. We're talking about you, and being a New Yorker is one of your proudest accomplishments. Born and raised, always a champion of the city and the people. Most importantly, the people who call this place home.
So, Mr. Roker, it's only fitting that for your 70th birthday, you receive a very special honor. Mayor Eric Adams.
Nobody knows who that is if you don't live in New York.
Listen, you have opened the key to our hearts.
Oh, my gosh.
40 years, 27 on this amazing show, 70th birthday. Listen, you have done so much. I've read some of your books on being a dad, health books. You have been a real New Yorker. When I wake up, I got to find out what the weather is before I put on my suit. Happy birthday to you.
So he gets the key to the city from the mayor.
Yeah, good. And then they give you, and then all he does is give you national weather, by the way.
But he just goes, by the way, it's cold in the Northeast, warm in the Southeast. If you head over to the West, it's hot. And in Death Valley, it's, hot.
Right.
But then that's not enough. Oh, no, my friends. Then, ladies and gentlemen, then they have to give him the old rokery-do by panning the camera to the crowd.
And by the way, can we just do a shout out? This crowd made handmade signs. There's a guy right behind you, Al.
God.
He's got a beautiful happy birthday painted sign.
So cool.
But all over our plaza, I was just picturing people late last night, early this morning, going to all that great care to make these beautiful signs.
I got to tell you, we're not even done yet, guys.
It must be nice to have free time on your hands. To go to Staples, get yourself poster board, make an Al Roker 70th birthday sign,
and sit at Rockefeller Center
just to hold it up for him.
And by the way, it's not even done. Then they had to give him cake and drink.
Their Al-inspired recipes. First, we're going to start with the marvelous mixologist Tim,
an Al-inspired drink
right here at Pebble Bar at 30 Rock. Tim, thanks for cruising down. Tell us about this one.
Thanks for having me back. So I'm told that the Aperol Spritz is Mr. Roker's favorite cocktail in the world. They wanted some kind of riff, so we're doing an Aperol sour with champagne syrup instead.
So an Aperol.
Wow.
It's Aperol.
Good to know. Al likes a spritz. Yeah.
But it's still not done.
A manly
drink.
drink.
Then they go to commercial, and then they come back, and then they say, it's time for cake.
Yeah.
Birthday cake for the birthday guy here. I mean, I heard that you love strawberry shortcake.
I do.
It is the absolute
Did you hear that?
birthday cake ever, and we are going to make it from scratch. We've got a perfect yellow cake batter. I mean, we're not playing around. We got to make it a little sweet. So we mix this up. We stick it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Let all those gorgeous juices come out. Do you see this? You can just eat this all right now.
Now, Jeff, and then they make him mix his own birthday cake.
We're going to stick this right on top. Now you're going to do the honors here. You're going to add a little whipped cream. I'm going to add some
he's
strawberries.
whipping cream in his own cake.
You're 70. You got to decorate your own birthday cake. That's what I heard.
No. So it starts with Oprah, then the mayor, then the key to the city, then people with signs, then they sang, then they did drinks, then they had some cake.
So we know now that Al likes...
By the way, not one person has called 828-240-1059 to say that they weren't Al Roker.
So Al Roker enjoys spritzers and gooey strawberry shortcake. Can we have Fat Al back, please?
The thoughts, opinions, and things said on this show, we've chalked up to just a part of their journey. Here's to hoping some good music, and the next thing they talk about is a little better. More music and Rizzo and Jeff show coming up on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. You've got the Rizzo and Jeff show. And I just like to get something stuck in your head. Maybe you're not good. You're just getting ready to get out of the car. So I wanted to leave you with one. Give you an example. We're talking about the most catchy jingles of all time.
Give me back that filet fish. Give me that fish.
All right.
Give me back that filet fish. Give me that fish. What if it were you hanging up on this wall?
You know, you could picture that fish just singing.
Any day is a great day for a fillet of fish. And right now at McDonald's,
I got to tell you,
golden delicious sandwiches for only $3.33.
How that didn't even make the top 10 is unbelievable.
The
to
fillet
me.
of fish. Look,
you didn't like the fillet of fish.
Here's the problem. I believe 1 out of every 20 people eats fillet of fish. I could be totally wrong on that number, but
1 out of 20.
I bet it could be
okay,
higher.
if 20 people go, like 5 get nuggets, 14 get burgers, 1 get a fillet of fish.
Yeah, something of that nature. Doesn't that feel right to you? I could be wrong. There could
Look,
be.
I'm sorry, and you know what? I don't feel well today, so maybe it's just thinking about eating deep fried McDonald's fish that's just not sitting right with me. I can't imagine anyone going in on a fillet of fish.
Well, there could be more fillet of fish monsters out there than you believe, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah.
So what we postulate is that 828-240-1059 coming up after the JNN. Okay, we are going to talk about the catchiest jingles of all time. Okay, I'll give you another one, for example, that, called J.G. Wentworth.
Right.
So it's unconscionable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or what was that, Pepto-Bismol, the nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Right. So something like that. So if there is a jingle that you think is really catchy, all right, and you can get the closest to the number one jingle, we will award you a 4-pack of tickets to the North Carolina State Fair. So 828-240-1059. And for those of you who are going into work, just one more time, because I don't want you to miss out on all the fun that everyone else is going to be having, okay? So here you go. This is for you.
Give me back that filet fish. Give me that fish. Give me back that filet fish. Give me that fish.
All right.
What if it were you?
Give me back that fillet of fish, everyone.
Nobody's stealing your fillet of fish.
Well, that was something. At this point, something is the bar we're shooting for, so we've reached it. What do you expect? You get what you get. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. Keith is on the phone. Thank you for being patient, Keith. Good morning. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I think I'm doing pretty good. For me, I think I got your number one jingle this morning.
What do you got for us?
The old Oscar Mayer baloney jingle.
The Oscar Mayer. How did it go? What?
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
The baloney one. My baloney has
a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R.
Yeah.
Right, my baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y.
It's M-A-Y-E-R.
Right. And then it was a second name. How did it end? But my baloney is a...
If you ask me what I'll say, Oscar Mayer has the best B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Look at that.
Look at you, Keith.
I'll tell you what,
a sweet
Keith,
voice this morning.
That is automatic.
Yeah.
That is automatic qualification. Keith, that's great. That is actually in the top 3 So you're thinking you're thinking in the right vein. So the Oscar Mayer baloney, and I appreciate your rendition of it. Coming up after the JNN, Jeff, we're going to talk about those, jingles. And if you'd like to sing them, 828-240-1059.
Yeah, you're going to have plenty stuck in your head today, all thanks to us.
The JNN. No longer Asheville's newest, but still least reliable news outlet. Guys, can't we just tell them to go to 828news.com? All right, fine. The JNN Jeff News Network is ready to inform, enlighten, and, well, keep trying anyways. The JNN is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
If you owe back child support, how about you not try to fake your own death? Because that could sentence you to some jail time, and that's what happened to a man who admitted to faking his own death to avoid paying child support. He's been sentenced to 6.5 years in jail. He owed child support fees of more than just $100,000. So under federal law, he has to serve 85% of that prison sentence, all because he didn't want to get a job and just pay a little bit of child support.
Well, how about this? If you're going to have the fun, deal with the ramifications.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to do the time, you're going to do the crime, do the time. You know what I mean?
Didn't want to work and get a job? Enjoy that in there.
That's right. Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, and we head to South Carolina again on the JNN as a Florence doctor has pleaded guilty to distributing Oxycontin, okay?
Distributing oxys. They still have that?
And let me tell you, and oxycodone and a whole bunch of different things. And the way that you got it from this doctor, okay, is it was sex for scripts, okay?
Sex for scripts?
Right.
Was this a man or a woman?
This was a man, of course, okay, that was doing this. And he would provide you with the medication, all right, of course, and give you the scripts if you did what you had to do with him. Now, a secret way that he was going about this is that he was using Snapchat, all right? So on Snapchat, how it would work, if he decided that he liked you, you'd have to send him some nudes first, and then if you sent the nudes, that would get you, your first 15 pills, all right? And then after that, if you continued on, he would take care of you, obviously, a little bit more. He faces a maximum of 20 years in federal prison and up to $1 million in fines, all because he wanted to do sex for scripts.
Sex for scripts,
and it all started with that Snapchat, I got to tell you.
I was a whiz on Snapchat once in a while, a long time ago.
Can't you delete those videos and things of that nature and, hide stuff? Maybe he wasn't good enough.
Nothing is deleted.
No, I know.
Especially sex for scripts, Dr. Feelgood, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've asked them to stop, but they just keep making it worse. So we pick and choose our battles. The Jeff News Network, or as you might know it, the JNN, is on your radio, limping like it's anchored to the finish line. We promise it'll all be over soon, and then back to some music on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right, and lastly, a clever new phishing scam is making its way around the United States. And what they are doing is using fake parking tickets to trick unsuspecting drivers into handing over their bank information, right? This is as low as it gets. So the fake tickets, say you're downtown here, are slipped under your windshield, and then you take the ticket. They make them look like the city's tickets.
I know.
You log on to this website, you put your information in, and it's really not the actual, city that's giving you the ticket. And then as soon as you put your banking information and everything,
done.
You're finished and it's over.
Finished.
Yeah, some even include, this is how good it is, QR codes. So it makes it harder for you to spot the web addresses because as soon as you do the QR code, then boom, it automatically pops up and then you just buy into it and believe it on your phone. If you're on your computer, maybe you could tell, but on your phone sometimes you can't. So double check and be very careful if you wind up getting a parking ticket.
If you get a ticket, call the cops and ask if you got one. How's that sound? Okay? All right. Filet of fish and all kinds of fun jingles next. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. It is 8:12, and ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about catchy jingles.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance. At each day's start, as time went on, it was easy to see.
Now, this made me proud to be a diabetic. I gotta be honest. I like the Jardiance.
That's fine, but I ask you this.
Yeah.
Why do they have the girl? She's, a little bit, heavier. Why do they have her?
She's much bigger, Jeff.
Well, why do they have her parading around? Not everybody that is diabetic is a little overweight.
Well, I think type 2, most people are, because it comes from eating bad snacks.
Well, I don't see anybody, with type 2 diabetes prancing around downtown somewhere.
Doing a dance in front of a fountain?
No, I don't. None of that.
Well, that's why I like Jardiance, because Jardiance, to enjoy that jingle, you have to suspend disbelief.
Okay.
Right, but let's get to the OGs. And 828-240-1059, if you have one that you remember, Tanner's on the phone. We're going to get to her in a second. But what about a good old Folgy?
The day's looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
I mean, that's classic.
Yeah, that's a good classic one. People still drink Folgers all the time.
Now, let me throw one at you. I don't know if you remember. Now, Sammy Davis also did a version, but do you remember you might be a little young, we're both a little young, for the Plop Plop Fizz Fizz.
Is this the Pepsi?
No, Plop Plop Fizz Fizz is Alka-Seltzer.
Oh, okay.
Worked too hard, you ate too much, the cheesecake made you greedy. Let your aching head and stomach hear this message from old Speedy. Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Right?
Plop, plop,
fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Those Speedy bubbles relieve your upset stomach and headache fast.
And boy, I need some of that. And then it got so big that Sammy Davis.
Back to some party, dancing all night, ended up eating pizza by dawn's early light.
I was like, what?
I can't help it, I love to live. Living like that means something's got to give. I got to get me some Alka-Seltzer. Fast, fast, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Ooh, what a relief it is.
I mean, when you got Sammy Davis doing your own stuff.
That's quality stuff. That's pretty good.
Isn't that quality?
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's good.
That's good. So, listen, 828-240-1059. We're trying to say, what is a jingle that you remember? This all started with, give me back my fillet of fish, give me that fish. And Tanner is on the phone. Tanner, good morning.
Well, my favorite one that I think most everybody can remember. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a billion toys at Toys R Us
that I can play with. From bikes to trains to video games. The biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, 'cause if I did,
I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Isn't there a Gee Whiz in there?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I love. You know what? That is absolute. That is in the top 5 as well. It's a quality one.
And Tanner, the only problem is they had Jeffrey the Giraffe, and he's Jeffrey with a G. Can't be Jeff with a J.
Yes.
And you know what? That giraffe was, you can't bring a real giraffe out. So, you're limited in what you can do giraffery-wise.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never actually thought about that. It would have been smart to have a mascot they actually could have paraded around.
Correct. Like Henrietta the Hippo or something of that nature. Right?
Not dangerous at all.
No, hippos are nice. They only have 4 teeth. As a matter of fact, you know what, Jeff? I believe I have that right here.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow up. 'Cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
I thought there was a Gee Whiz there, Jeff.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wrong. I thought there was a Gee Whiz. Wasn't it Gee Willikers?
It was neither, so how about you remake it? Okay?
Okay. All right.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show has been out everywhere, trying food, going to breweries, concerts, and having fun. And they make us sit here in the same spot every morning. So we'll do our best. Hey, we'd rather be at Papa's and Beer, too. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show next on 105.9 The Mountain.
105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. If you are just tuning in, we are talking about jingles that are stuck in people's heads because, well, we just wanted to get them stuck in your heads. We had some people call, a lot of text, a lot of comments coming in, but I have yet to hear the number 2 or the number 1 song. Come on.
I want my baby back. 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 Ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
I mean, come on, guys.
I want my baby back,
I mean, come on. None of that?
Who was that? Was that Justin
That was
Timberlake?
NSYNC. It was NSYNC.
Oh, NSYNC did it. Okay.
828-240-1059. One of you has to get this here, right?
Jingles.
The top 10 U.S. ad jingles. Today is, a very special day. It's the 100th anniversary of the very first jingle. And, listen, we had... I always, not Taylor call. We had
Tanner.
Thank you.
Tanner, yes.
Tanner call. We had Mike and John and a few other people text in. But, this one is what you guys text in. Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle toes, it's my world.
Guys.
Heck is that?
Twinkle toes, it's my world.
It's Skechers Twinkle Toes shoes.
Only from Skechers.
I mean, heck are Twinkle Toes shoes at Skechers?
You've never heard of Twinkle Toes by Skechers?
No, what does that
You're
mean?
a Skechers guy.
Oh, okay, well, I wasn't parading around in Twinkle Toes. What does that mean?
They're twinkly toe Skechers. They're like, it was the whole thing was like they twinkled and then like they sparkled and then like it was like how you identified like you were like twinkling like and you would share and if you touched your twinkle to another twinkle they would twinkle together.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't spend a lot of time hanging around 8-year-old girls. Okay, sorry to let you know.
So I wanted to get to the top 3 here. Now obviously somebody called earlier and said the bologna, but it's actually...
Class attention. Forward march. Oh, I'd love to be an Oscar Mayer Weiner.
Yeah, right?
That is what I truly like.
I mean, that's a classic, right? I mean, and I think that's sort of like...
Everyone would be in love with me.
That's what I thought.
So that's, I mean, that's up there, right? And then, of course, the McDonald's, I'm loving it, which I'm not counting because I feel like everybody knows that one.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Oh, yeah.
Break me off a piece of that KitKat.
Come on, you don't remember the KitKat? Give me a break?
Of course, yes.
Number 2, and I don't know how not one of you who all grew up in this time.
Like to buy the world a home and furnish
Come on, guys.
with love.
Coke?
Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white.
Remember all the hippies? They all sat there and they were singing about they were holding Coke bottles and they were all hippies and singing about the high as a kite. It was like 70, it was, they were trying to be cute, All
right,
but there's only one, and yes, Almond Joy's honorable mention, Chia Pet Chia, but
that's a good one.
There's only one. Ladies and gentlemen, the best jingle of all time, bar none, has nothing to do with anything that you, me, or Jeff will ever try in our entire lives.
Get out of the way! Come on!
Don't get that, Frank.
It could be The Office. Yeah, let it rain.
Hello? Baxter! It's Baxter!
Meow, 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 meow.
Meow Mix brand cat food has a variety of 4 delicious flavors cats love. In fact, it's the only cat food that tastes so good, cats ask for it by name.
Meow, meow, meow.
Again and again.
Meow, meow, meow. Come on, man.
That's number 1.
This is number 1. What's
Oh, my goodness.
What? You got something better?
Obviously not, I guess.
Meow Mix comes in.
Well, you didn't like Meow Meow?
Now you want everybody in Asheville that's on their way to work today, stopping by Bojangles, grabbing a biscuit.
That's right.
Now in their head all day today, you're just going to have them hearing meow, 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 meow.
Yeah.
All day.
Meow, meow, meow.
People
meow.
remember the last thing they hear. Now it's meow, 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 meow all day for everybody. People are going to walk around the office.
Yep.
Meow, 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 meow.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The thoughts, opinions, and things said on this show, we've chalked up to just a part of their journey. Here's to hoping some good music, and the next thing they talk about is a little better. More music and Rizzo and Jeff Show coming up on 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And we just found out that if you are currently in prison, you cannot vote in the state of Georgia. If you're just tuning in and wondering why we're asking that question, there was a Georgia mayor who was arrested on felony charges after storing alcohol in a ditch for inmates. And I thought to myself, gee willikers, what an idea.
Yeah, well, I don't know why he was doing that for the inmates. Was he getting a kickback on any of this? I'm not sure of that. But so what happened? So was it ditched by the jail? Is that what the case was there?
It was ditch. So what he did is he dug a hole. He would put liquor in it, and then I guess the prisoners would,
somehow they would get it into the
somehow they would get it in. So he was but I thought, okay, this makes sense because if there's 3,000 people at the prison, you're in a small town, okay.
Right,
now we're talking business.
Now, in the state of Georgia, as I was looking, if you are not currently serving a sentence for a felony conviction, you can. If you are off paper, like you completed incarceration or parole or whatever it is, you are serving a felony first offender, you're fine. You can vote if your sentence is complete. So what he was doing maybe is saying, hey, look, if I could just get some of these guys that are coming out of here or gals coming out of here and I could buy them with a little booze, they get out, they vote for me, I'm good. Even if I get a small percentage,
so
I'm all right.
It's so maybe he's midterm. And he's like, I got 2 years left.
Sure.
How many of these guys are going to be out of the clink in 2 years?
Right.
I need to go. I need to shore up the vote. Let me store. Well, see, now he got caught. So now
because I wonder if he could see like how many people are getting out, or maybe he can commute a sentence or two, however that works. I don't know. I don't know any of that. But what I'm saying is he was just planning ahead of time. Yeah.
Again, I like the idea. I was actually going to give him accolades, but then, knowing that if you're in prison, you can't vote, and knowing that now he's going to be in prison, it's, well, you know what, though? Look, he actually got him both ways. You're in prison. You got boys. Now you got your peeps because you were like the guy who was the supplier.
Well,
right. So either way, this is going to work out swimmingly for the mayor.
Yeah, whether he was getting the votes or if he's going to be going in, he's set.
He's set.
He's got street cred.
He's got street cred. This is some hardcore mayor. You know what I mean? He's hardcore mayoring.
Maybe he did think this through.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
That's exactly. We might have a political Pete, or at least a political Rick, but we'll see. We'll say, Rick, good morning. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
So what do we got, Rick?
So my question was, if you're a convicted felon, can you then vote for another convicted felon in the election? And does it cancel out?
I'm not sure. I was thinking more of like, are you talking about this mayor, or are you being like political and trying to talk about like the presidential election?
I'm just being snarky about the presidential election.
Okay, yeah, no, I thought you were talking about the Georgia mayor, because I was saying it's actually brilliant if you think about it. You got your clientele. There's a lot of people locked up. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And they got to hit Trump with the sentence first,
Yeah.
So that's got to get done first whenever that happens,
But he can vote in Florida. I don't know if you know that, even theoretically, because New York has a thing where if you get convicted in New York, whatever state you move to, you can vote in, and so therefore he can vote in Florida.
Okay, he's going to find all the loopholes.
There it is.
Oh, well,
just like that Georgia mayor. He dug himself a hole, you know what I mean? All the politicians do
Politicians find every loophole.
It's part of the job.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
Right, Rick,
Amen,
buddy.
Rick. Have a good one, all right, buddy?
Thanks. You too.
Take it easy. There it is. Listen, Jeff, they try to find all the loopholes, but I was right.
All right, fine. The JNN Jeff News Network is ready to inform, enlighten, and, well, keep trying anyways. The JNN is on 105.9 The Mountain now.
All right, well, Walmart, by the way, is going to begin slashing prices, they say, Rizzo, slashing prices on over 5,000 items, cutting prices across grocery categories as part of its rollback deal. So we're going to start to save some money. Now, here's the problem. There are a couple of areas where they are not going to be slashing the prices, okay?
See, the Rizzo and Jeff show does not like when we only roll back certain items. Okay.
Now, these are the ones that probably most people purchase, by the way, surprisingly. Dry goods, processed foods, and sodas, by the way. So you're going to have to wait a little bit if you want to get yourself any kind of processed food or anything like that. So those types of things aren't going to be rolled back, but at least they are beginning. So they say we want to drive everyday low prices. That's going to be their kind of new thing.
Wasn't that their whole thing back in the day? It was like, rolling back. Well, didn't they have a cowboy smiley face that rolled back prices? Like, wasn't that the whole thing? Like,
did they really?
Yeah, they did.
They had a cowboy doing that?
It was a cowboy smiley face. Yeah.
Okay.
If you were listening to 105.9 The Mountain and you were driving, right? And you were driving, you were thinking, I'm going to Walmart because that guy, that smiley face cowboy, he's slashing prices.
Happened to him. He didn't make it.
I think they put him down. I think they put him down behind the woodshed.
Took that cowboy behind the woodshed.
Hit him
with the old yeller.
What? Are we still doing this? Really? Wow. Okay. The JNN is puttering, be it around the 828, out in Canton, being lapped by silver sneakers at the French Broad River, or just rereading news by reputable news sources. The JNN is on your radio now on 105.9 The Mountain.
We've been spending a lot of time in South Carolina on the JNN, and we head there again. The car of a man who's been missing since 2015 has been found at the bottom of a boat landing. It was made by a Myrtle Beach man who has done this before, by the way. He made a sonar device out of a boogie board and used the device to scan bodies of water in hopes of bringing closure to families that need some help. So 4 families in 6 months have received answers to, years-long cold cases, where's my loved one? So, and he just did it simply by creating a sonar device that was at the bottom of the boogie board. It was actually found a car at the bottom of a North Carolina creek with 3 missing men inside. That closed a 40-year-old cold case. So he did it with
these men just disappeared, and then
I guess people have the car crashed, people have died, whatever the reasoning behind their death. But this guy was simply all he did was made a sonar device on a boogie board, and this is the second cold case that has been solved by this guy doing it.
I've maintained you never hate on a boogie board. Love your boogie board. Respect your local boogie boarder.
Yeah, I can't stand up on a sidewalk, let alone a boogie board.
We've asked them to stop, but they just keep making it worse. So we pick and choose our battles. The Jeff News Network, or as you might know it, the JNN, is on your radio, limping like it's anchored to the finish line. We promise it'll all be over soon, and then back to some music on 105.9 The Mountain.
I hate when this happens, when you buy underwear online.
Oh, no.
A woman is claiming that her daughter became pregnant by wearing underwear she purchased online.
Happens all the time.
The unnamed company made the allegations, and she made the allegations against an unnamed company. And there were conversations back and forth that the company made public as a warning that, look, this is absolutely not the case, did not happen. She was going back and forth accusing the company of, I guess, having underwear that had things in it that made her daughter pregnant. So,
you never heard of pregnancy panties?
Well, look,
you go, you buy them, and then whoops, 9 months later, you have a son or a daughter.
My daughter is pregnant after wearing your underwear, the woman wrote on a message board. And then they answered back, underwear cannot be used as a means of transmission of pregnancy. So, I hate when that kind of thing happens. You buy those undie-roos, ladies, you go, you purchase them wherever they may be.
Think they look good on you.
Make you pregnant, man. Man, this daughter that's a good one to mom, huh?
I got to be honest.
You gotta
the fact
give it
that
to
she
her.
got mom in on this,
right?
And believe mom, it's the underwear.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Did they say how old the daughter is?
No, they did not say the age of the daughter, but I'm sure you could assume, So.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Good for you. And again, just watch out when you're going out anywhere. You know what I mean? Just make sure your undie-roos.
Yeah.
Give them a washy, do.
You swim in a public pool, pregnant. Just be careful.
From Tinseltown to the 828 and beyond, it's time to Razzle Dazzle on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. All the things that are not fit to print, talk about, mention, discuss, or frankly that important but somehow find their way here. We're sorry, and yes, Jeff can't stand it either. Time for Rizzo's Razzle Dazzle on 105.9 The Mountain.
All right. No, don't be sorry.
Yeah,
It's 105.9 The Mountain Nashville's
You're going to be after that.
Nashville's 105.9 The Mountain Nashville's Classic Rock. It's the Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Right.
It's time to Razzle Dazzle. Now, it's a musical Razzle Dazzle because, Jeff, as we razzled, we dazzled, we learned a little bit about our political system last night. We learned that the DNC and how the state of Georgia announces their, what's the word?
The delegates.
Their delegates,
they get the
right?
delegates, right.
For Kamala Harris and Governor Walz, I guess.
Yeah.
But they did it creatively. So, while I feel like Governor Walz is more of a snoozer than Vance, because Vance at least had an interesting playlist. I mean, if we're going based on playlist.
Dude, have you seen Walz up there? I've never seen a guy with more jazz hands in my life.
Does he have a lot of jazz hands?
Are you crazy? I don't
Walz
know.
has jazz hands?
I think you've tried to shield yourself from some politics.
I don't like to watch politics.
Okay. Oh, I do. And let me tell you something. That guy, if he doesn't walk on stage, he doesn't jog on stage. That guy skips onto stage every time he's about to do something. He's throwing his leg up. I swear to God.
Is he like that dad from South Park? He's like, slap, slap, happy. He does musicals.
Little slap happy. It's like, it's like, where they're all standing there. It's like a Broadway show or a Vegas show, and they're kicking the leg up. He's always kicking his leg up.
So it's like a Liberace, like a show. He's a showman.
Well, there's some say there might be some Liberace in there. That's the talk.
Anywho, yesterday, I guess maybe Governor Walz and Vice President Harris had Georgia's delegates announced via Lil Jon, but I thought it was pretty creative.
Yeah.
Listen to this mishmash.
America.
America.
Georgia, how do you cast your vote?
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially nominate Kamala Harris for president. 5, get loud, another round of shots.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Turn out for what?
Oh, and you think it's over, do ya?
Everybody get your hands up. Hey,
oh.
Everybody get your hands up. Now, say, we're not going back. We're not going back.
Jazz hands.
We're not going back.
Yeah.
Here he comes, ready?
VP Harris.
And Walz.
VP Harris. Give it
And Walz. So, I mean, maybe he brought those jazz hands out.
Oh, I want you to do your homework. Okay. All right.
I listen. I shut down during political season because
fine.
I don't. I can't stand both
fine.
sides.
I get it. I understand. But maybe just today, just Google a Tim Walz entrance to on stage one of his speeches. Okay. All right.
Does he make a dazzling entrance? Would he be the host of a game show called Dazzling Dollars?
No, he'd be the host of the Razzle Dazzle. I got to tell you, he's very light on his feet.
Well, that was something? Rizzo and Jeff. One is obsessed with his dog, the other with fiber. And people want them to come over and hang out? Just consider yourself lucky you just have to hear them and not smell them. More Rizzo and Jeff show coming up after a quick break on 105.9 The Mountain.
Whether you're light on your feet or not, it is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. Jeff, I brought up a 117-year-old woman for two reasons. One, she passed away at 117. Maria Brañas Morena is no more. She was the world's oldest person at 117.
She's no more.
She's no more.
Good. Wow, what a eulogy.
She hit the dirt. She hit the dirt last night around 8:30.
What do they call that? The super centenarian?
Super centenarian, I think.
Super centenarian. Yes, centenarian.
Is it centenarian?
Yes.
I thought it was. Well, okay. Either way,
117. She lived through some wars, huh?
She lived through many a war.
Yeah.
She was in Spain, so she had a rough go.
2 pandemics.
Yeah. Two reasons I brought her up, because I think it's important. One, obviously, that's pretty interesting. Two, she is related to, is a second cousin once removed from Jennifer Lopez, who filed for divorce from Benny Affleck, as if we didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Yeah. 117, I wonder what her thoughts were about Bennifer. I'm sure
she
that
followed Bennifer
I'm sure
on her mobile
device. You know what? They should be ashamed. That's what killed her. At 117, she was going good. She was skating there.
She died of a broken heart.
She was making her way to 120 easy, and then Ben had to hit the sauce. Jen couldn't help herself. What was it that he couldn't keep up with her? I don't know.
Pilates body.
Pilates and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know, I mean, that makes total sense, Jeff. She died of a broken heart. Her husband died in 1969. This woman, when she was, in her late 60s. That's when, husbands died.
Yeah, generally, they go. It was about the lifespan.
And she doubled his life. And in that lifetime, she fell in love with a couple. And her heart palpitated. She had a heart attack in 99 when she split from Ben and went with P. Diddy for a little bit. But it was mended and she survived. Her heart was stronger back then. At 117, Jeff, when the news of Bennifer broke, she just died.
Yeah, so
she took the old nerd nap.
So J-Lo and her relationships have caused this poor woman a lot of cardiovascular issues throughout her life. But you have more power to her that she survived all that and made it to 117. But this was the one. This was the straw. Huh?
This was the Widowmaker.
This was it. The Widowmaker was the end of Bennifer for this woman. All right. And you know what she said?
No, you know.
You know what she said? Look, she has no regrets, lots of positivity, and she stayed away from toxic people except two. And the two that she was near are the two that did her.
Her.
That's a shame. All right. Well, you rest in peace, you beautiful super centenarian.
The thoughts, opinions, and things said on this show, we've chalked up to just a part of their journey. Here's to hoping some good music, and the next thing they talk about is a little better. More music and Rizzo and Jeff show coming up on 105.9 The Mountain. Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
I'm really bummed out about this Pokemon World Championship finalist. He was disqualified for rude gestures. You can use your imagination, guess what the gesture is, but why are the Poke people so dangerous? What's going on with Poke people?
Got to tell you, I played the Pokemon Go. I haven't in years, but dude, it gets intense. And
do you get hooked? Are you willing to gesture to somebody? Like, is that your issue?
Well, on certain weekends, you will pay a certain amount of money to be part of special events, and I used to do that. And then when you're trying to get something and you're near it, and
you got somebody in your way.
I get it. I understand.
I just, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Pokemon.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's what didn't make the show on 105.9 The Mountain.
I wanted to play a quick piece of audio for you.
I'm excited to make every number. I remember many, many years ago as a young girl, I had always thought that I would never make it to the 60s or 70s.
Really?
I had this number in my head that I thought, okay, I'm going to be out by then.
Why?
And then when I passed the number, I don't know why. I think I had a vision of it when I was a kid, and I think it is because under the circumstances that I was living when I was a little girl in Milwaukee on welfare with my mother, and what I now know that if I had stayed in those circumstances.
Now, Oprah Winfrey wishing a happy birthday to one Al Roker. We got Rokered.
Yeah, he had his
It was bad,
70th
Jeff.
birthday
It was
party
bad.
on TV, and it just went on and on and on, this birthday party for him. And we asked anybody, earlier today, is there, a Roker fan out there? Can anybody say, I'm an Al Roker fan? And we didn't get
a
single
single call, but we
Yeah.
got calls for hours about fate. So that should tell you right about where we're at.
Sorry, Al.
Rizzo and Jeff tried to do their work today, but just couldn't quite get it done. So here's where they try to cram it all in at the end. It's What Didn't Make the Show on 105.9 The Mountain.
I want you to pretend that I dressed up like the Noid, and I came to your house, and I gave you dough in a box.
The Domino's Noid?
Yeah, and I gave
that was
you,
a video game, by the way.
It was,
Yeah.
and I gave you dough in a box, and I took your money. That's what was happening, and this was interesting. There was a guy who had a pizza store called Josh's Pizza, and somebody was pretending to be Josh and bringing people dough in a box.
Bad, uncooked. Sometimes they said in a box is a piece of raw dough, and they just give it to them, and they just, by the time they realize it, they're gone already. When the manager went to confront him in the parking lot, he tried to get away, he almost hit him.
So we got this guy pretending to be Josh and slinging dough. Stop slinging dough, bro.
The guy's got his own business, and you're just going giving people dough in a box and skimming, skimming off the top
I think
of
it's
this
kind of
guy's
funny. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I like it.
All right, okay, all right. So you're the Noid, huh?
So if you see a bald man dressed up like the Noid bringing you Domino's, taking your money, you're getting a doughy box of good.
Isn't Domino's running commercials that nobody likes their dough? Isn't that like the commercials now? Like nobody likes it?
I think it's like, you hated it, so now we've changed it.
Yeah. That'll entice me. Somebody fire that CEO.
You know what? I'll just be the what's his name? Pizza guy. Little Caesar.
Little Caesars, yeah. Okay, that's easy. Not affordable, I gotta tell you.
This world today.
Well, that was something. At this point, something is the bar we're shooting for, so we've reached it. What do you expect? You get what you get. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain. They have so much to say, 4 hours just wasn't enough. The Rizzo and Jeff pregame show is on your radio and just getting started on 105.9 The Mountain.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show before 6 o'clock, our 6 o'clock club. We got Marie. Marie, what's going on? Hello.
Hello. It's going okay.
How are you?
I'm here waiting to go to work.
Up and at 'em, Marie, huh?
Up and at 'em. So what are you calling about, Leno-chan?
No, Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall. That's
cool.
You think Arsenio could fight?
Oh, with those hands and those fingers, he'd poke an eye out.
That's
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
He does have them fingers. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Salad fingers.
He does. Salad fingers. That's right. So let me ask you something. Arsenio and Leno, they're in a boxing match. You got Leno's chin, you got Arsenio's fingers. Who's winning that fight, Marie?
I say Arsenio because he can poke the chin and deflate it.
Okay. Well, I like how you thought this out this morning.
You know what? It is 5:25 in the morning, and you're thinking about Arsenio fighting. I love it, Marie. Thank you so much for your call this morning.
You're welcome. Y'all have a beautiful day.
You too. There it is. Thank you, Marie. Take it easy. Look at that, Jeff. Bright and early, we got people thinking about beating people to
see. The much forgotten Arsenio Hall.
Well,
forget.
you know what? The much maligned. Speaking of much maligned, coming up later in the show, we're going to be talking about this man, the lead singer of Foreigner. Lou Gramm's got a new song coming out. It's.
I like it.
It's.
I'm in on the Lou.
I bet.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, here's Cold as Ice. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock.
More Rizzo and Jeff pregame show coming up after some great music on 105.9 The Mountain.
I think the best talk show host of all time would have to be Rush Limbaugh.
All right, so now you're saying you got Rush Limbaugh, you got him in the octagon. You think he takes down Geraldo, Whoopi, everybody?
I think so.
All right, now do you think is this pre or post NFL Rush?
Well, yeah, more or less the old Rush, I'd say.
All right,
okay.
Do me a favor. Hang on for just 1 second. I appreciate it. What do we got here? Hello, talk show host. You want to fight? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nick. I'm going to bring Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
All right,
wow.
You want to know what? I like it, and I'll tell you why. The guy's got a chin that melted, and he can take it on the chin, can he?
Imagine if he, chokes you from behind and just jams that chin right in your back. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. He puts that chin in your back, and you are donezo.
Yep.
You know what? I didn't even think about Leno Chin.
Yeah.
You know
Quality
what?
stuff.
I don't know how you beat Leno Chin. That's quality stuff. Can you do me a favor? Hang on for just 1 second. Don't go anywhere, guys. More of the Rizzo and Jeff show. I mean, Jeff, Leno Chin. Is that the leader in the clubhouse right now?
Just imagine. You just said today, I don't know how you beat Leno Chin.
Well, you know.
All right.
It's the Rizzo and Jeff show. 105.9 The Mountain. We'll be right back.
We get it. The Rizzo and Jeff show's new. So time to teach us. Time to sound off. What do we need to know? Call us now. 240-1059. Let's see how this goes. More Rizzo and Jeff show on 105.9 The Mountain. Okay, it's just Rizzo and Jeff. And they're kind of upset about something and need your help. Listener court begins now. Court is in session on 105.9 The Mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Listener Court is brought to you by our good friends at Voodoo Brewing in Arden. Go down there, say hi to Bill, get yourself some lunch, have a few beers, a great place to hang out, and I want to thank Voodoo Brewing. You can go to 1059themountain.com, check out all of the information, including get the Listener Court podcast right there. So shout out to Voodoo Brewing for sponsoring Listener Court, and I know, Bill for Voodoo Brewing would agree with me, as well as all of the listeners on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook page, okay, that you do wash your feet when you're in the shower. When you are bathing to clean. Let me hearken back to ancient Roman times.
They're so cleanly.
The Roman bathhouse. You would wash your feet. You would then dab them with cloth. You would then get into the heated bath. You would sit in the bath. You would congregate. As time, the Mesopotamians, same thing. Then, of course, the Carthaginians. And now, I bring us to the plague times. They might have been dirty, but one thing they always cleaned was their feet. It was very important because they had dirt floors. And here we are in the year 2024 of our Lord. And when we get into the shower, we have a bar in our bathroom, and we hold on to that bar if we need to, and we soap our feet. We wash them. And to find out that 6 out of 10 people, and obviously this was not done in North Carolina because judged from the Facebook comments, every person seems to agree with me. 6 out of 10 people do not wash their feet personally in the shower. I find that to be absolutely a lie, an atrocious study, and not true, as you can see. 828-240-1059. Do you wash your feet in the shower? Now, Jeff seems to think you're a bunch of big fat liars.
Oh, it's brutal. Not telling the truth. I'm very disappointed. I'll tell you why coming up next.
More Rizzo and Jeff pregame show coming up after some great music on 105.9 The Mountain. Rizzo and Jeff have a problem they need help with, and you decide the outcome. Sort of like when you were caught speeding on 26, but you know it wasn't your fault. Kind of like that, except one of them is really in the wrong. Okay, it's just Rizzo and Jeff, and they're kind of upset about something and need your help. Listener court begins now. Court is in session on 105.9 The Mountain.
And look, we want to thank our friends at Voodoo, and especially Bill, who I hear wants to chime in about this.
Oh, Bill's one of the many people on the line.
You sit tight right there, Bill. But so a study says 6 out of 10 people do not wash their feet in the shower. And I completely and 110% agree. And I really feel, as I'm looking at the Facebook here, 105.9 The Mountain, and people are saying, everybody has said, every person says, yes, you wash your feet in the shower. I wash my feet every time.
Yes.
Let me tell you, that is a total lie. And I'm very let down that I'm being hung out to dry here badly when I say this. And look, not every time do you bend down to wash your feet in the shower. And even especially if you're a little bit chunkier in the waistline, it's hard to bend down all the time. You don't do it all the time. You let nature take over while you're standing in the water there, okay? The soap and everything else will clean off your feet and you'll be fine. But for everybody to say every single time they hop into the shower, they wash their feet? What a bunch of dishonest people today.
Could it be that you're just angry that maybe you're publicly now finding out you're the dirty guy?
Well, you hope that somebody who is open and honest out there and says, I don't do it all the time, or I rarely do it, will be on my side, but I'm not feeling that today. So anybody out there, look, if you're there, 828-240-1059, you don't bend over every time and scrub-a-dub the feet. Be on my side for once.
I think you do. Like Jeff said, so how about this? There is a bunch of people on the phone. Yes. I just want to run through them. Let's start out with Joy. All right, Joy has been waiting for about 18 minutes here. Joy, good morning. Do you wash your feet?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Tell me why and how.
You're in the shower. You get down there and scrub those?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All those gross skin cells that are on your feet, they make your feet stinky.
Yep.
How could you not wash that off?
Well, Jeff's argument, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, is that the water runs down and washes them for you, but they don't because your feet aren't being washed. They're staying stationary.
No, they're not. I move around. I shuffle.
Yes. All of the soap and the water is running down, but you just washed your armpits and your butt.
Yep.
You really want that nasty water just rinsing down your feet and calling it clean? No, thank you.
Armpits, butt, and if you're a guy, there's other things to clean too. I'm with you. I think it's a no-brainer, Joy. I think you're right on the money there. So you are a yay for washing your feet. Do you hold on to the bar by chance, or do you just kind of lean over and wash them?
Well, sometimes I need the bar, and sometimes I don't need the bar, as in life.
That's okay. I need the bar sometimes too, Joy.
I always need the bar, Joy.
Jeff always needs the bar. Joy, thank you so much for your call this morning, okay?
Have a great day, guys.
You too. Thank you so much for listening. 828-240-1059. That is one vote for the Rizmeister. That's right. Joy washes her feet. I know you do too. Don't be shy. You call, man. Don't be dirty like Jeff. All right, just because he's got to hold on to the bar.
Look, Rizzo and Jeff found something out about us, so now we have to go along with it. The Rizzo and Jeff pregame show will be back on 105.9 The Mountain.
Jeff, we got to end this listener court brought to you by our good friends at Voodoo. Bill has been waiting patiently to be the guest judge, have the final say, but people washing their feet has set the world ablaze here in Asheville.
Well, initially it was 6 out of 10 people don't wash their feet in the shower. And now we're finding out, and I think a lot of people are just saying it because they're embarrassed and they don't want to say, no, I don't do it. But everybody seems to be saying that they wash their feet in the shower. Well, at least I was man enough to admit I do not do it every time.
Well, there was one other person. We have Tanner on the phone. Tanner, good morning. Do you wash your feet? What are your thoughts about this?
I couldn't help but... Of course you would bend over every time or lift your foot up every time. The same way you reach behind and you wipe your butt after every poop.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir here. I'm with you. I just, it's that Jeff doesn't seem to get that people wash their feet. It's part of your daily wash regimen. Maybe it's not for him, but I got to be honest with you, Tanner. I think the majority of the people agree with you. I haven't had one person say they don't wash their feet that's called.
Oh, it makes me feel good to know.
Doesn't it make you feel good?
Okay.
Now, wait. Are you the one? No, you're not. Okay. Are you the okay? Is it true that men have a fetish with feet around here?
Oh, man, I think men have a fetish with strange things around everywhere.
Okay, because somebody called and said men have foot fetishes here, so that's why the women have to clean their feet.
Well, we also have a lot of people that walk around barefoot around here, so I can see that.
Okay. All right. See that, Tanner? That's why you're an ex. All right. Well, then let's give it to the final guest, judge, jury, executioner, the man himself, Bill, the sponsor from Voodoo. What do you think, Bill? Good morning, my friend. Thanks for, joining us here.
Bill, be with me on this. We can't... Look, sometimes if you're a bigger guy, no matter what it is, you can't always bend down to wash your feet.
All right. I'm a little nervous that he knows I'm a foot washer in the shower. But yes, you wash your feet in the shower.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Then you wash your entire body. What else would you do?
What would you do?
Bill, your feet are already there.
Bill,
they're in the water.
There. You're there, Voodoo. You're cooking. You're serving. You're out on the patio. You're doing this. You're doing that. You need to get down and scrub. We just had a lady call said the men of North Carolina have a foot fetish.
What's he doing there? He's barefoot Bill over at Voodoo? I don't think he's doing that.
Bill, I knew it. I knew you washed your foot.
All right, okay.
I got it, Bill.
All right,
Bill.
Yeah, he was right.
Bill,
wash the feet.
I appreciate you partnering us with Listener Court, and I appreciate you being the deciding vote handily that I whooped Jeff's tushy this morning.
Wiped his feet up with it.
Oh, okay. There he is, Bill. Thanks. Thanks, Bill. We'll talk soon, all right, buddy?
Have a great day.
All right, you two. There it is. Even the man who sponsors it himself washes his feet.
Want to pregame with the guys? Give us a call or text the Mountain Talkin' text line now at 828-240-1059. And we promise more music and the Rizzo and Jeff pregame show will be right back on 1059 The Mountain.